Kathleen is fierce, she's strong. I think that she's somebody who really deeply feels about the world, and I think that she is deeply loyal to the people that she loves.
What do you mean they're gone? Des was there. They rounded him up, took him away.
I think that Kathleen is an amazingly strong Aboriginal woman. We kind of see her surviving in the political and social environment that she's in. You know, she is an Aboriginal woman living in the 1940s, and she's experiencing that type of life.
You're paid in Russians. That must be a mistake.
That's the amount. The rest goes to the Aboriginal Protection Board.
As we go further on, I think she really is, you know, taking her space. You know, she begins to kind of be like, no, this is the type of life that I want to live. I'm going to fight for that life, and I want the people that I love to be with me.
Gwen is a young woman in Sydney who is from a very privileged background, and when the war begins, she wants to join the Women's Land Army. When she joins, I don't think she knows what she's in for, both how hard the work is and also how much she's going to learn about herself.
Lisa, do you mind? That was completely unwise.
I'm sorry.
Lisa, don't be Mrs. Whitmore.
Being an actor and having, you know, being perceived as a woman most of the time, but having this deep sense that I wasn't born in the right gender, and I'm still juggling that and grappling with that. And I love that I could bring parts of that to Gwen, because Gwen does go on a big journey, and discovering your queerness or your gender, you do feel this juxtaposition between what the world is seeing and who you really are.
I think she grew up very quick, and she knows what it means to lose what she loves. She lost something that was her life, and she's living another life. She's very elegant, and she knows that she's stronger than other people.
We have to be 2 times the success. Now he has lost his crop, and I won't let us go down on him.
With him?
With him.
Si, basta.
I'm essential.
Yeah, Robert's got a pretty crazy journey. You know, he's a conscientious objector to the war, and you know, we have a really strong culture of, you know, pro veteran in Australia, and you know, rightfully so. Those guys were incredibly brave.
What kind of man are you?
But you look at a guy like Robert, and who was bisexual, and it must have been so hard to imagine wanting to go and die for a people and for a country that reject him, and you know, would do God knows what to him should he ever reveal himself.
Why aren't you with the other brave boys, coward?
So it's a really fascinating journey to watch him go on, get affected by what's happening overseas and what's happening in the war during this time, and affected by the people that he's around.
You really are an odd little chappy, aren't you?
Esther Levy, when she's first mentioned in the script, it says Esther, and then the kind of bracketed description is 19, intense, Jewish. So I thought, well, I can play that. But then as the story unravels, I think you see that she's quite an eccentric, and you see she's a prolific drawer, sporadic stress eater of like pickles and Madeira cakes, and she's got this vivid imagination where she starts, you know, imagining animals talking to her. So I think, yeah, in short, she's a very lovable and intense eccentric.